Alrighty guys, just Sunstrider, welcome back to what'll be another little update video here. I got a few things that I want to talk about and mention here, so I'm just gonna bundle it all up into a single video because I know not everybody is in my Discord server. So just want to give everybody a chance to stay up to date and all that fun stuff. So the first thing, and probably the most important thing I want to mention, is my vacation that's starting next week. So I'm recording this on Wednesday night, but I'm going to be uploading this Tuesday morning after I wake up. So by the time you guys are watching this update video, a week from today, when this gets uploaded, I will be going on another little vacation, as hell is going down behind me. So yeah, obviously it's going to be the same or similar to previous vacations. Kai is flying back out to Canada for a couple weeks, and she really liked going to Banff the last time she was here, so that's what we're doing again. We were actually able to find a cheaper accommodation, which instead of $2,500, which is what almost just under $2,500, which was what I paid last time, she actually found something for around $1,700, which of course we're going to go split seas on, where I'm going to pay half and she's going to pay half, assuming the resort actually lets us do that, hopefully. But that's what we're going to be doing. And the main difference this time around is that we're actually going to have a rental car this time with us. Would have been nice for me to be able to get my license beforehand, so like my name could be added to the rental as well, in case, Kai got tired or maybe drank a little bit too much one time. Then I'd be able to drive us home instead of her. But I mean, she likes driving anyway, and she does have more driving experience, even though she doesn't have North American driving experience. She's definitely been driving for a couple years longer than I have, so it shouldn't be that drastic of a change, but it'll obviously be something that she has to get used to, so hopefully it doesn't take her too long to adjust, I guess, but because I don't know if a international driver's license will be enough to cover for just me on the learner's license to allow me to drive and stuff. Do you mind? I'm trying to fish, bro. Fuck off. Anyway, yeah. So, which also means that we'll be able to travel a little bit more instead of relying on Banff's public transit, which, don't get me wrong, Banff's public transit was fun and reliable and actually on time a lot. It's just that we couldn't go that far because we were limited to Banff's transit system, which means we couldn't go to Lake Louise or Canmore because I don't think those lines were actually active when we were there, since I think they're like seasonal lines during peak season and stuff. But yeah, hopefully that all goes well and stuff. But of course, what that means for the channel is that I won't be streaming for a couple weeks. It's March 20th till April 3rd, I believe, is the day that she leaves. So I'll still have about a week to sneak in a couple extra streams here and there, but I won't be able to stream during that time. Now, I would say I try to upload videos during it, but my track record for that hasn't exactly been the best, so I think I might experiment with YouTube's auto scheduling feature, because when you upload a video, you can schedule it to upload at a specific time, so I might fiddle with that a little bit. I probably won't have an episode out for each day, but maybe every 2, 3, 4 days or something like that I can have one come out. I'll try to aim for at least every couple days, every 2, 3 days. I'll try to aim for a video coming out. for that stuff. So I'll do some fiddling around closer to the day of the vacation starts to see if I can get some videos scheduled and figure out how that works and all that stuff, so you guys at least have some sort of content throughout the vacation and stuff. And obviously I won't be streaming during that time, and I could probably say confidently that there also will not be a March Twitch clip compilation, because we actually, we leave for Banff on the 22nd, and then we don't get back until the 31st, so I won't even... I get home on the very last day of the month, so I won't be able to make a clip compilation then or anyway, and not to mention that the streams for the first half of the month have been a little bit stale, I will admit. It's probably just because I'm so close to my next vacation time, and I'm just, you know, thinking about that a lot, and just looking forward to that a lot, and I just want the vacation already, so that's probably why I'm a little, the streams have been a little stale and stuff, and not to mention that, you know, like Elite Dangerous and stuff like that is a bit on the boring side and repetitive side and stuff, so haven't really gotten that many clips from the previous streams to begin with. And I know when I first started streaming, I was perfectly fine with uploading, like, you know, 3-minute, 5-minute clip compilations, but now that I've been streaming for a few years, and I've, you know, built myself up a little bit, I kind of want my streams to at least be between 25-30 minutes before I consider uploading them. So there will not be a Twitch compilation for March. Instead, I will combine whatever clips I get in March, plus whatever clips I will be getting in April, and combining those into a single clip compilation, considering the fact you better not be scraping my ass. So yeah, I'll be doing all that instead of uploading like a 5-minute compilation in March and then like a however long compilation in April. So that's going to be that and all that, and then yeah, so that's the vacation and all that stuff out the way. The second thing I want to talk about is the current state of the XCOM 2 playthrough. Now, Raiders World Season 4 has not been going too well, as I would like to admit. Now, I know I'm bad at XCOM 2, but at the very least I can finish, or I have been able to finish, damn it, I have been able to finish non-Long War playthroughs before, but unfortunately it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to finish Raiders World Season 4 just because of how bad it's been going. And I think part of the problem is the Raider faction pod size increase mod that I have. And I originally made it, and I originally included that mod so that the weaker Raider factions, like the Bandits, the Rogue XCOM, the Phantoms, and etc., could what do you call it, could get a little bit of a buff, so they don't get instantly wiped the turn they activate. However, it made all of the strong Raider factions, like the Chaos Insurgency and the Dark Legion Traders and the Night Sisters and stuff, be incredibly powerful. Like in the last mission I actually played on stream for Raiders World Season 4, had the Rogue Geth faction, for example. And they had like a pod size similar to XCOM. And they had like 2 of their boss unit in there. They had 2 Geth Prime units in there because of it, and I think that kind of, like, you know, I know the whole purpose of a Raiders World playthrough is to let the Raider faction, is like to showcase the Raider factions because they're fun and they spruce up the tactical missions and all that stuff, but I think they're a little bit too prominent in the campaign so far. Like, they shouldn't overshadow either XCOM or Advent, which I think they are. Right? You know, it's kind of bad when the AI is capable of alpha striking other AI. Like the Geth were able to alpha strike 2 Advent pods while we were barely able to make a dent in the gap. So I feel like that does defeat the point of XCOM in and of itself, because XCOM is still supposed to be Advent versus XCOM. The Raider factions are just supposed to be there to spruce things up a little bit. So I think I might try removing the pod size increase mod and trying it again. And just restarting the campaign completely. Because it's kind of funny. Something that I've been thinking about the past couple days in terms of that mod is like all of the lore-friendly Raider factions, like the Marauders, the Phantoms, the Cultists, the Bandits, and stuff, are all the weak Raider factions. However, all of the out-of-universe Raider factions, like the Star Wars faction, do you mind, motherfucker? You're worse than Sith! Anyway, as I was saying, all of the lore-friendly Raider factions are the weak factions, and then all of the out-of-universe Raider factions, like I don't think there are even actually any fish in this fucking river, but all of the out-of-universe Raider factions, like the Star Wars, the Warhammer 40k, and all those factions are the overpowered factions. So I don't know, maybe if Raiders World Season 4 doesn't actually work out, I could always maybe do like a lore-friendly Raiders World playthrough and only do the lore-friendly Raider factions. Although you could probably make a argument that you could maybe squeeze the SCP Raider factions in, because the SCP are just a secret organization working on Earth. But I don't know. I think I'll probably just be best off just doing like a lore-friendly thing if taking the pod size mod out doesn't necessarily work. But I don't know. I want to at least try taking the pod size mod out first, just to see if that actually works. But yeah, I also want to change out the Flood faction for the Orc faction as well, just because like fighting the Flood, even though they have the carrier mechanic and mind control mechanic and all that stuff, it's still boring, right? Like, I might as well just have Between the Eyes on by default when I'm fighting the Flood or the Vanilla Lost, because it's boring, right? Like, fighting a Horde mission with either the Flood or the Vanilla Lost, you might as well be playing like a turn-based strategy version of OG COD Zombies, and I'm just not into that. And at least the Lost Orc mod gives the orcs like a few more classes and special units that they can utilize themselves again. So I might swap that out as well, just to make Lost missions a little bit more lively. But other than that, that's pretty much the plan for XCOM 2, is to get rid of the pod size, Raider faction pod sizes increase, and the Lost to Orc mod as well. So I hope the game is a little bit easier, because it's kind of bad when the Raider factions become the main threat instead of Advent. But they're just supposed to be there to spruce up tactical missions as well as the strategic layer with Raider relations and stuff. So that is that for XCOM. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, and probably the most, I don't know, controversial without a better way of describing it, is FiveM. I want to revisit FiveM because, I'll be honest, I have been missing FiveM over the past couple months. And I have been considering trying to get back into DOJ and SAF, Now, I know I've said, I know in my leaving FiveM video, I did say a lot of negative things about FiveM, which I'm not going to try to take any of that stuff back because I know I can't, you know, it's on the internet, everybody can see it, blah, 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 blah. But it's also, like, in the moment, at the time when I was recording that video, that's kind of how I felt, right? I still felt a little screwed over and betrayed by the community, but after being away from it and not really worrying about it for the past 3, almost 4 months, I kind of started to miss it a little bit. Because I know the drama that happened and all that stuff, but it has been like a year since my termination. Like, I was terminated in March of 2024. Like, March 10th, 2024. So it's already been over a year since my termination and stuff, and I do kind of miss it. Because there were still some friends that I made in DOJ and SAF as well, but we'll talk about SAF later. But there are still some friends and all that stuff that, you know, I've made from that, and I do miss all of the stories and stuff that I was able to make from it. And not to mention, I just miss how sporadic FiveM can be. Because LSPDFR can only take me so far, right? Like, because LSPDFR is all scripted. It's all scripted pursuits, scripted callouts and stuff. So you play a callout once, you've played it a million times. Doesn't matter how many characters I make or how many vehicle packs and callout packs I download. LSPDFR, it's gonna get repetitive after a while. So I do kind of miss how sporadic FiveM can be. And I know a year ago, DOJ was not, you know, a big talking point or a big high point, but I mean, I know Kai at least still has some friends related to in DOJ and all that stuff, and she mentioned how things have maybe changed a little bit and how they're being more lenient with past members and stuff, and letting some people back in, and being a little bit more lenient with people like that. But I'm just kind of concerned that with all the negative things I said in my leaving FiveM video about them, that might bar me from being allowed back in, which I guess I can't really blame them for not letting me back in. But I don't know, after spending a year out of DOJ, and more specifically spending a few months out of FiveM in general, I kind of miss it, and I kind of, you know, understand things that I can do differently now, like trying not to take it as seriously, or trying not to let it completely take over my schedule and stuff like that, like how I used to. Like, you know, it's one thing to like something, but it's another thing to kind of be addicted to it, which, you know, I remember Ethan one time mentioning a couple of times that I might be becoming addicted to DOJ and FiveM and stuff. He kind of had a point back then, because that's when all the drama was in full swing and my mental health was tanking. So I think he kind of had a point there and stuff like that. So I just kind of gotta slow down a little bit. But obviously I can't really do any of that stuff unless I am allowed back into the community. And obviously I won't know if I'm allowed back in the community unless I try to appeal my ban again. Because also something I've noticed is that appealing the ban is one thing. I still have to reapply to the community and go through the application, interview, and training process again. I can't just appeal my ban and get back in immediately. Because that's what Kai's doing. Kai's also getting back into DOJ. And she's obviously still in FiveM and stuff like that. Because that's also what I wanted to do originally as well when I was still a member of SAF. Like, because obviously I had all my DOJ characters in SAF, plus a few characters that I made in SAF for SAF. The plan was to eventually try to reapply to DOJ, and then bring those characters like Lyandra, Jessica, and Victoria back to DOJ, and then keep Olivia, Riley, Cassette, and the rest of my SAF characters in SAF and just balance both communities and stuff like that. But I never really got a chance to, because I'll be honest, when I left SAF and made that leaving FiveM video, I'm not gonna lie, I felt peer pressured by everybody around me to leave. Right. Sip didn't want me in SAF anymore. A bunch of my viewers didn't want me in SAF anymore. Even Kai was pretty quick to help me submit my retirement form for SAF. So it just felt like people didn't want me there anymore. And I know I can, I'm an adult, I can make those type of decisions for myself, but when you have so much negative feedback surrounding something like that, you kind of feel pressured to leave, right? And it kind of felt like I was being shoved out the door by pretty much everybody I knew, right? I was still upset over my termination for DOJ. I was upset with the way I was being treated and SAF, and I had all of my friends outside of the FiveM environment telling me to leave. Oh, it felt like I had to in order to keep people happy. But in turn, I kind of robbed myself of that chance to get back into DOJ, because it just felt like nobody wanted me back. Which is why I said the things that I said during that leaving FiveM video, because I just felt like nobody wanted me there anyway. Nobody wanted me in FiveM anyway, so I just felt pressured to leave FiveM and abandon it. Even though I didn't want to, it's just the way I was being treated because of it. Right? So yeah, I just kind of wanted to come in there and let that be known and stuff like that, and hope that I can maybe start making amends again and stuff like that. Because I'm perfectly fine with restarting from Proby again in both SAF and DOJ, because it would probably do me good, right? Starting from scratch, starting from Proby again will allow me to build myself back up in both communities and kind of re-earn the trust of both communities and kind of re-earn my place and all that stuff again, right? Because I understand why I got terminated from DOJ in the first time. My mental health was bad, and it was causing me to act out of emotion, and a lot of, I was breaking rules, right? I still wish I wasn't treated as harshly, but I do understand why they reacted in the way that they did and eventually terminated me. So starting from scratch again would allow me to kind of, I guess, prove them wrong in a nice way, prove that I can come back and all that stuff. But obviously I can't do that unless I reapply again in both communities. Now, because I need to wait for a ban appeal for DOJ, I'm thinking that after I make this video public tomorrow morning, or maybe even after recording it, I don't know, I will submit another appeal. Because even if I submit the appeal and my appeal gets accepted, that just breaks the restriction on my account on the website. I still have to reapply, as I mentioned earlier, right? Getting the ban appeal will just lift my restriction and allow me to see open applications again. I still have to go through the full application process and stuff. So there's that as well. And then for SAF, considering that I don't need to ban appeal or anything because I left SAF before things could escalate to that point, I just have to reapply again and hope that they let me back in, although I'm kind of nervous that even SAF won't let me back in because of my track record, because I joined the community and then leave after a couple of months, and this would be my third time trying to apply, but hoping to actually stick with it this time. But I don't know. Like I said, I won't know until I try, so here's hoping that all that can work out and I can actually go back to having fun again, kind of make amends with DOJ, maybe reconnect with some people that I've fallen out with, like, you know, some previous friends from both DOJ and SAF that I kind of want to see if I can rekindle some friendships with them as well, and just kind of go back to having fun again, right? Because that's the biggest thing. I just want to fucking have fun and make stories again, you know? But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to get that out there and get my, I guess, true feelings out there, I guess. With the whole peer pressure thing and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. I don't want to end up going into a feedback loop, because I feel like that's kind of what I do sometimes, is when I do an update video, I just repeat the same thing like 5 times over again towards the end of it. So that's all I have for you guys here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the update, or appreciate the update, I should say, and thank you guys for your patience and all that stuff and support over the past few months. And yeah, just thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.